Hello everyone, I hope everyone has enjoyed their Saturday so far. I'm meteorologist Jordan Darensberg, and we are seeing quite a bit of those wind gusts across the entirety of Central Texas. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break everything down for you, and I'm going to show you what that all is going to mean for us here locally. Now let's take a look at our wind speeds and where we're gusting to right now. We're getting gusts getting up to 35 miles an hour in places like Giddings. I mean, my goodness. Those winds are really moving it out there in sections of Lee County. But we are also seeing wind gusts in the northern hill country as well. Llano and Burnett checking in with wind gusts getting close to 30 miles an hour. The gold numbers, those are your wind gusts. And the white numbers, those are your sustained winds. So sustained winds are looking between 15 and 25 miles an hour, which is exactly the case in San Marcos. But those gusts can sometimes be higher than that, especially in places like Giddings, where we've recorded a 35-mile-an-hour wind gust. With these wind speeds in place, we do have a wind advisory for Wilco as well as Travis and Hays counties, Caldwell County as well, Bastrop, Lee, and Fayette counties all have this, and this is until 9 tonight, because we could have gusts getting up to around 35, maybe even 40 miles an hour, and that could blow around some of those loose objects. Hays and Caldwell counties also have a red flag warning in effect for the next 50 minutes or so, as well as Blanco and Gillespie counties, and that's because those strong wind gusts are causing elevated fire weather concerns. And we've also had reports of a fire in and around the Bastrop area that's already destroyed a couple of structures already. So unfortunate news there. But those gusts combined with the low humidity and those dry soils are contributing to this red flag warning. And there you see that camera really shaking it right there outside of the Dell Diamond. Right now we're down in the mid 50s, and that is because that front made its way through. It's a world away from the upper 70s and lower 80s that we saw for a high today here in Austin. Now we do have lower 50s in some of our northern counties. Check this out in Mason, getting down already to 48 for this evening. Now take a look at this as we head through your Sunday, and we're going to be getting down to those lower 40s and maybe even upper 30s in some sections of the hill country. Fredericksburg and Blanco, this model's checking in at 37 and 38 respectively. But when we look at these feels-like temperatures, we're looking at mid to upper 30s when you factor in those winds along the I-35 corridor as well as portions of the coastal plains. But then look at this out in the hill country. It's going to feel closer to freezing. Now, I'm going to mention this, and I'm going to be real clear with y'all here. We are not expecting a light freeze in the hill country. What we are expecting is that it will feel like a light freeze. So you should dress as if there is a light freeze if you are out in the hill country. But for us along and east of I-35, you should be dressing for mostly those mid and upper 30s. Not much really changes between degree points at that particular range between 30 and 40. However, the only thing that really would matter is if the air temperatures were around there and we had precip falling from the sky, which is not going to be the case here. We could be getting to the upper 50s, lower 60s for highs for your Sunday afternoon, eventually getting to around 61 by the time we get to 5 o'clock tonight. But I officially have a high of around 58. But then by the time we get to Monday, pretty much the same story as tomorrow morning, upper 30s and lower 40s area wide. Your allergy forecast, we expect trees and cedar to be in the medium count. We expect mold to be in the high count, and you can find this each and every day on KVUE.com and the KVUE app. I'm going to bust out my buddy, the Yodely guy here, and he's going to be climbing up the mountain of warmer temperatures by the time we get to your Wednesday and Thursday, getting to those mid to upper 80s, because we're going to get a good southerly push coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. But we've also got a couple of systems coming, including one on Wednesday, that could cause a few isolated storms. That'll make its way through for Wednesday. I have that at a 20% chance out ahead of a dry front that'll move through for Thursday, and then another chance of that as we head through the day on Friday. With all this in mind, I do want to also mention that tonight you will need to turn your clocks forward an hour. And what that's going to mean is that we are all going to lose an hour of sleep. And I'm going to be honest, this is not going to feel the best for a lot of people because I know everybody wants to get a good night's sleep every single night. And this may kind of curtail that a little bit. Now, as we take a look at our temperatures still getting down to those mid to upper 50s, could get down to those upper 40s in places like Mason. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and we're going to answer a few of your questions so that I can get a feel of how you're feeling about this cold. How do you feel? Do you like the cold? Do you like the warmer temperatures that are ahead? There's a little something for everybody in the 7 days. So ask away. I want to see, answer away. What do y'all think? Y'all want the cold or y'all want the warm? Me, bring the heat. Bring the heat. That's for me. So I'm going to ask that question here, and I want to see your answers in the chat. I want to see if I want to chat with y'all a little bit about how cold it is or how warm you would want it to be. I can tell you my girlfriend, she's more of a cold weather lover. I'm more of a warm weather lover, so we kind of differ there, but you know, that's just me personally. But yeah, anyways, do y'all like the cold or do y'all like the warm? Let's see your answers in this chat. Kyler says cold. That's okay. So we got one vote for cold. I think that's a good point. I think the cold wouldn't be bad at some points in the year. It can't be 100 forever. That would be not ideal for Central Texas. Let's see, anyone else want to take a crack at whether it's going to be warm, whether you want it to be warm or whether you would like it to be cold? Deyanira Mercado. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Deyanira Mercado. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She says cold, so it's 2-0 cold. I don't know what to say about that. But let's see. Anyone else? Cold or warm? What do y'all think? Y'all like the cold, like what we're getting tonight, or the warmth, like what we are getting middle and latter portion of next week? What do y'all think? I'm just going to sit here for a few more minutes, and I'm going to see your responses here in the Facebook chat, see what y'all are thinking, because really, in my opinion, I want it to be warm. So I would count my vote, but my vote doesn't count. Let's just see. Rebecca Cordova Pino says cold. Eileen Golden Budnick says cold as well. Okay. So cold weather lovers, I want to hear your reasoning. Warm weather lovers, if there are any apparently, I want to hear your reasoning. Kyler also says not good, need the rain. Honestly, you're right. We do need the rain. And that's a key reason why we have that fire danger is because of the lack of rain. So Karen La Tejana says cold, but Mary Dean says too cold. So Mary, you would rather it be warm? Is that what you're trying to say? Because honestly, I would agree. I would agree with you. Finally, I would get someone who agrees with you. So apparently Mary wants it to be warmer. I just want to see if that's true. Yeah. Let's see. Anyone else? Anyone else want to say a few words, whether it not be cold or warm? I would like to see your reasoning about why y'all prefer the cold over it being warm. Because Karen says, I already had a hot chocolate. Mary Dean, thank you. Finally, someone wants warmer weather and agrees with me. But whatever. Anyways, so Karen said I already had hot chocolate, and that's pretty nice. I love hot chocolate. Hot chocolate is really, really good, especially the sugar-free version, but that's just me. All right. Anyone else? All right. Anyone else going once? Anyone else going twice? All right. Final call. If anyone have any reasons why it should be cold or it should be warm, I would like warm, please, because the cold can cause so many different things, whether it be freezing rain, sleet, snow, all sorts of power outages, tree issues, car accidents, things of that nature. That's why I prefer the warmer weather, because that risk is lower. But then you also have that severe risk as a bit of a trade-off too, with tornadoes, damaging winds, hail, things of that nature. So there's a bit of a trade-off there. But I say the warmer weather because the cold weather, when you have that precipitation, it could have a bunch of wide-ranging impacts, especially if it's anything of the frozen variety. So that's my reasoning. And with that, it doesn't look like we're going to have any additional questions or anything like that. I would like to take this moment and say thank y'all for joining us this evening, and we will be on KVUE at 10 after the basketball game, and also we will be right here on KVUE Plus for those who are watching on KVUE Plus, as well on your Fire Stick, Apple TV, or Roku. So, oh, wait. One more question, though. Karen says, does the time change tonight? Yes. The time changes tonight. Make sure you turn your clocks forward an hour before you go to bed. Honestly, I would do that right now. And additionally, and I want to make this clear, you need to make sure that you are changing your batteries on your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide detectors. This is uber important that we take care of that in addition to turning your clocks forward, because as the saying goes in fire safety, change your clock, change your battery, okay? So to answer your question, Karen, yes, the time changes tonight and we are turning our clocks forward an hour. I know this is a controversial topic and it's been revisited in a lot of state legislatures and things of that nature, but for now, we turn our clocks forward an hour. So there's that. It looks like there aren't going to be any more questions. So with that, I'm meteorologist Jordan Derensberg. Again, you can find us at 10 after the Celtics-Lakers game on ABC on KVUE, and also on KVUE Plus on our Fire Stick, Apple TV, as well as Roku. So thank y'all so much for joining us this evening. I hope you guys have a very nice evening, and please be safe with whatever you have planned for tonight.